Hi, welcome to this video. What we're going to be doing here is looking at the SACE Specialist Mathematics Exam from 2019, and we're going to be looking at particularly at question 9. Okay, so question 9 involves doing some work with polynomials. So it starts off with a description that about p of x is a real cubic polynomial, and when p of x is divided by x minus 1, the remainder is 35. And when it's divided by x plus 2, then the remainder is 80. And we want to find the values of a and b in the equation p of x is equal to q of x times x squared plus x minus 2 and plus ax plus b. So if you divide p of x by x squared plus x minus 2, you're going to get q of x and a remainder of ax plus b. Okay, so what we want to do then is come up with what's going on here. And so one way to look at this is to say, well, if we get p of x, that's going to be equal to something we'll just call capital A of x, x minus 1, and plus 35. Because if we divide through by x minus 1, the remainder is 35, and this is basically what that equation is saying. And also, we've got a separate polynomial b of x, which is what happens when we divide p of x by x plus 2. And the remainder in that case is going to be 80. Okay, so if we take that first equation and multiply it by x plus 2, then what we get is p of x times x plus 2 is equal to a of x, and then x plus 2 times x minus 1 is going to give us x squared plus x minus 2 plus 35 times x plus 2. And likewise, if we get the second equation and multiply it by x minus 1, we're going to get p of x multiplied by x squared plus x minus 2 plus 80 times x minus 1. Okay, if we call this first equation here equation 1, and this equation 2, then 1 minus 2, if we look at the left-hand side, what we're going to get is p of x times x plus 2 minus p of x times x minus 1. The x's cancel, and the 2 minus minus 1 gives us a 3, so we get 3 p of x. And then we get a plus b, a minus b. I won't write the x's there, but they're polynomials. This is a common factor, so it doesn't change. X squared plus x minus 2. And then we're going to get, if we look at the units part, we've got 2 times 35, which is 70, and it's going to be plus 80, so that's altogether plus 150. And then we're going to get 35 times x minus 80 times x, and so that's going to be minus 45 times x. Okay, and if we divide by 3, we get that p of x is equal to a minus b over 3 times x squared plus x minus 2. And if we just swap these around so they're in the same order as what we had before, given in the question, 45 divided by 3 is going to be 15, and 150 divided by 3 is going to be 50. Okay, and so what that means is a, okay, so this here, minus 15, this is a of x, and plus 50, this is b here. So a is equal to minus 15, b is equal to 50. Okay, in this case, q of x is basically equal to a minus b over 3. But that's not a very useful thing to know because we don't know what a or b is at this stage. Okay, so that's part A. Now looking at part B, it's breaking up into a couple of parts, but the first part says that if x minus 2 is a factor of p of x, show that q of 2 equals minus 5. Okay, so if x minus 2 is a factor, then that means p of 2 equals 0. Okay, so p of 2 is equal to q of 2, and then we want to substitute 2 into x squared plus x minus 2. So 4 plus 2 minus 2. And then we've got minus ax, plus ax, and a is minus 15, so it's going to be minus 30 because x is 2, and then we've still got to add 50 because that's what b is. And so what we get is p of 2, which is 0, is equal to q of 2. This thing inside brackets is 4, and we're left with 20 here. So basically we can simplify and make q2 the subject of the equation. We get minus 20 on one side, and then we divide by 4, we get minus 5. Okay, so q of 2 equals minus 5, which is what we needed to show. All right, so that's part 1 of B. Now in part 2 of B, what we need to do is find that if the leading coefficient of p of x is 1, show that q of x is equal to x minus 7. Okay, so if leading coefficient, so that's saying that the x to the 3 term in p of x, we're told that p of x is a cubic. So if the leading coefficient is 1, then q of x has to be equal to something that looks like x plus q naught, where we have to work out what q naught is, because q1 has to be 1. Because if you go back and have a look at the expression here, we've got p, which is a cubic, and it's equal to q times this quadratic here, and there's no cubic terms over here, and so the only place where the cubic term is going to come from is something in q multiplying by x squared, and so q has to be at most a linear term, so it has to be of the form x, say q1x plus q naught, and because the leading coefficient is 1, we know that the coefficient of the x term in q has to be equal to 1 as well, otherwise you'd get a mismatch. Okay, so that justifies why q has to be equal to x plus q naught. And we know, get back to pen, so from part 1, we have that q2 equals minus 5. Okay, so minus 5 is equal to 2 plus q naught, so q naught equals minus 7, and so q of x is equal to x minus 7. Okay, and so the last part then is to write the expanded form of px. Okay, so all we really need to do here is put in all the different values for we've got for q and a and b, and expand it out. So p of x is equal to q of x, which is x minus 7, multiplied by x squared plus x minus 2, minus 15x plus 50. Okay, so that's everything we know from the previous parts. And so we just need to expand those expressions at the start there. So if we multiply the second term by x, we're going to get x cubed plus x squared minus 2x. If we multiply the minus 7, we're going to get minus 7x squared minus 7x plus 14. And then we've still got the 15x, and we still have the 50. Okay, now it's just a matter of pulling together all the terms that are the same powers of x. And so we've got an x cubed, and as far as x squareds, we've got a plus 1 x squared here, and a minus 7x squared there. So altogether that's going to give us minus 6 x squared. Looking at the x's, we've got minus 2, minus 7 is minus 9, and minus 15. Okay, so 9 and 15 gives us 24. And now it's just the constant term. And constants we have 14 and 50, so that's 64 altogether, and a plus. So we get x cubed minus 6x squared minus 24x plus 64. Okay, so that's it. If you've got any questions about what we did in this question, then post something down in the comments below. If you like the video, then click like, and if you want to know when new videos are coming out, you can always subscribe to the channel. You get notified when these new videos are released. Alright, so that's it for question 9, and until next time, see you later.